I teach, I find that the students are interested in the subject. First of all, you have to understand that nobody is requiring these students to take these upper level courses where we're analyzing Bach fugues and Beethoven sonatas. Nobody requires, it's not required in any curriculum, so they're electing to take these courses. So the students who come into the courses that I teach are united by their concern and love for the subject matter under discussion. They would be foolish for them to come in and get involved in the intricacies of analysis and harmonic technique and that sort of thing if they weren't involved in the subject matter. So I don't see a change in generation after generation of college students that I teach in terms of their love for classical music, which is the subject matter. On the other hand, I believe that there is a great change in the university students at large. That is, not those who have always been fascinated by trumpet sounds or violin sounds and participated in bands and orchestras. But I believe that in the past in America, I don't think that there were any more opportunities for students in the elementary schools and the high schools. I don't think there were any differences in the opportunities for them to participate in or experience classical music. I believe that the number who are interested in participating as a listener, as a responder, as well as a performer, I believe that the numbers who are interested in it have decreased. And I don't blame that on any particular thing. I think, certainly a lot of people would say, well, because of the popularity of rock music and its availability and so forth. Well, I mean, there were other kinds of popular music before rock music, and certainly it was widespread in technology at the time. It was, not widespread through iPods or computers or whatever, but it was widespread through vinyl recordings and that kind of stuff. I think it's easier for students to get a hold of the music that they like and to engage in it more often than in the past. But I don't think that, I'm just trying to say that I don't think that it's the change is attributable to rock music so much. I think that what happens here is this, that we have more opportunities to choose from a wider variety of stimuli in our lives in a general sense in this age than in the past. There is more leisure time. There is more opportunity for students and other people to explore. There is more available and quickly available information. There are more alternatives to lifestyles that can be explored through movies, through the internet, through whatever. I think that this is an age now where we are not fixed in a lifestyle that was particularly a lifestyle of our parents. We're different now, much more different than a generation ago or 2 generations ago. It wasn't long ago in America, and it's still true in lots of places in the world, where you did in your life what your parents did in your life. Their work is what you were going to do, a family occupation sort of thing. And so if you spent your time making pottery, your father did that, that was going to be your occupation. Today that's no longer the case. It used to be the case that if you were of a lower economic class in your occupation, your father was, that was where you were going to be, you were going to spend your life in that class. But it's not that way anymore. There's much more latitude for movement and exploration, it seems to me. And so I think that there is a declining interest. There is a declining interest in things like classical music or significant art that one would encounter in an art museum. There's less acceptance of it just on the basis of what it says it is or what people think of it as being culturally important stuff. There are thousands and thousands of people who go through life without ever hearing anything by Beethoven. In the past, in our educational system in the United States, I think that that was less likely to happen. People heard of Beethoven. They even heard something by Beethoven as a matter of course in the educational process. And today it's not so important that they hear Beethoven's things. in the educational system. That doesn't make Beethoven any less important in the cultural fabric of our world, nor does it make his contributions any less significant. It just means that people can or cannot, if they wish, have an encounter with Beethoven. Personally, I think they're richer if they do, but I can't argue that the richness that they find in Beethoven's work would be any richer than the encounter that they would have in another kind of music. You know, that's, I think richness in musical encounters is richness in musical encounters. There are differences, but I don't think that there are particularly hierarchies of things.
So, do the students involved, involved in your class have the kind of playing instrument background?
All of them have had encounters with music, yes. Some of them continue to have encounters with music. I have a number of students who continue to play instruments, to produce symphony orchestra, for example, or to sing in PMO groups. A number of them come in and study in my classes. The common bond among them is that they had some sort of early training in music. They enjoyed that training, and even though they may be studying chemical engineering at Purdue University, they don't want to give up a portion of their life that was meaningful and significant for them. And that if that includes playing yet, many of them continue to play. But the students that I see, most of them want to have an engagement with music, not necessarily playing, but to learn more about its intricacies.
Even the theories, to understand deeply.
They understand, they may, well, it's interesting even from that standpoint, even very fine musicians, and I know some of them are fine because I hear them playing in the Purdue ensembles, even sometimes very fine musicians have as little knowledge of Beethoven, or when Beethoven wrote, or what kinds of things he wrote, or why he wrote the way he did, as anybody else. You know, so what I'm saying is that they come in with a fascination about music, but not necessarily a fascination about a particular aspect of classical music that they're going to learn.
Yeah. And just want to talk about the teacher, the faculties at Purdue University. What's the background of them? Do they like the enthusiasm about them? Do they have that? I don't know, because they don't have major here, so what's the enthusiasm about them to teach this kind of courses here?
Are you asking about the values and the rewards, or
well, not rewards, like
qualifications?
No, I know they have high qualifications to be here. Just kind of enthusiasm.
What kind of enthusiasm do they have for being here?
For being here, because they produce not a big music major department.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I can talk about that. In fact, I can talk a little bit about it because I know my colleagues in PMO and in band share our concerns and our training and that sort of thing. It's not just that we here in the academic portion of this operation have single concerns or singular concerns in any way. First of all of us are trained musicians, and all of us had, like anybody else in music, rewarding experiences practically from the first encounter that we had with music. I started piano lessons, for example, in kindergarten, actually before first grade, because my neighbor took piano lessons, and I found the sound of a piano just absolutely fascinating. I used to sit outside my house and listen to her practice. Now, the stuff she was practicing was not significant music. I mean, it was John Thompson, book number 1, playing Starlight Waltz or some silly thing like that. But I found it just amazing, and I asked my parents, you know, can I play that? Can I learn how to play that machine? And so they started providing lessons for me. And from that, you know, the next experience that I remember having a kind of an overwhelming response to was a marching band at a Halloween parade. I heard a high school marching band go roaring down the street playing something, and I was overwhelmed by the sound. I just thought it was an amazing sort of thing. And so